Hi YouTubers, it's Evan in today's video. So I'm smoking a big ass cigars, a big ass cigar for life, and drinking some beer right now, gluten-free beer, pretty cool. Yes, I'm 25 and a half, almost 26. In 2 months I'll be 26. So I want to talk about something right now. So this is an interesting ramble as of February 3rd, 2017. So I want to talk about this right now. Basically, I want to talk about this is kind of interesting. I think it's interesting personally. Maybe you won't think it's interesting, but I personally do think this is an interesting subject. So, basically, I want to talk about when you give a big sigh of relief. So, let me give you some examples. Kind of like, when you're working on your computer or whether you're just doing your daily routines. I know this sounds a little bit weird, but when you say, like, I'm so happy I got that. So, kind of like if you lost your car keys and you're like, wow, I'm so happy I found those damn car keys. You know what I'm talking about, basically, is when you kind of like give a big sigh of relief because you were worried over nothing. So, personally, I'm not somebody who is a very worrisome person in general. I'm somebody who only worries if it's a valid reason to worry. But I am somebody, when something bad happens to me, I am very glad when I can give a big sigh of relief over nothing. So some examples would be, I basically get a check every week from Roche Brothers here in Massachusetts, and I brought home my check, and basically I get a pay stub, which I obviously keep, because you should keep this for records, and I thought I had lost it. Yeah, oh shit. So, and luckily I opened up the envelope and it was there. So I was like, oh my god. So, I mean, those are the things I talk about. So, also, another good example is I am in the process of applying for a new identification card. Like I was talking about that a couple weeks ago. And basically, you have to fill out a form here in Massachusetts at the DMV or RMV. And one of the things is, if you don't have the form on your computer, or how do I put it? If you don't have the proper form, you have to fill it out with handwriting. And somebody like me who takes medication, I have very shaky hands, so filling out an application form is very tough. And back in 2012, when I got my liquor ID originally, there's a way you could do it without actually using black or blue pen, like actually physically handwriting it. So, and I had lost the document on my computer because it was a PDF file, and just today I found it on Google. So that's a big sigh of relief because I do have very shaky hands because I take medication. I'm very, very glad, like, I found it. So it's kind of like a sigh of relief. I guess that's the word for it is. Do you ever feel like, you can just sigh of relief and say, I'm fine, I'm happy. So obviously there's certain things you can say like, okay, I can't sigh of relief because that's already happened. I've already taken my chances. It's already changed the course of my life. So, and there's some mistakes I made in my life that, I can never go back and truly change. I can never go, take a sigh of relief because they've already happened. A very good example of that would be back in 2013, I think it was. I'm very OCD. I do have OCD myself, and that's why I do repeat myself. Big ass cigar for life. And I was kind of playing with my passport. That sounds weird. My passport card, and I bent it in half. So I kept trying to check it because I wanted to make sure it was in this little sleeve, and I bent it in half. So that's going to be a $50 mistake. Big cigar for life. So that's a very good lesson to learn, is you don't play with your passport card because that's a $50 mistake or a $100 mistake if it's a passport book. So the point I'm trying to make is, obviously certain things you can't go back. Like once that passport card has been broken, you can't go back and redo it because once something like that has been broken, you can't put a Band-Aid over it. Big ass cigar for life. But what I was trying to say was, there are certain things you can't change. Like, I have made a few mistakes over the last couple of years. Just in general, I'm not going to get too into it because it's a little bit of confidentiality. Medication related is one example where I can't go back and change it. It might take 3 or 4 months for me to really recover due to me having mental health issues. I kind of made a poor mistake with medication about a year ago, and I really regret it now. Also, let's just say I friended somebody on Facebook a while back, and I really kind of regret it a lot now. So just some mistakes you can't go back. But the point I'm trying to make is, it is kind of nice when you can say like, you know, that's a sigh of relief. Obviously, certain things you can change, certain things you can't change, but I do like it when you can say like, that's a big sigh of relief. Anyway, Big Ass Cigar for Life. Bye. Big Ass Cigar for Life.